The reason why we looked at 2.0 for our son was because he was really going through some pretty challenging times as a young person in his early 20s. Having graduated, went in as an intern into an internship that was unpaid in a small organisation where they kept changing the role. He wasn't getting any training. He was then looking for, I guess, quite a shift in his career from where his undergraduate degree had been, and we wondered how he was going to make that leap. He's also feeling not very confident about navigating the workforce, navigating employers and recruiters, and so it was challenging because I found it, his age at early 20s, even though I have a background in human resources and really understand how the market works, it got to that point where I couldn't reach him. I needed someone else to help him, and so that's why we went to 2.0. Okay, so how did 2.0 help my son? First of all, I think they assigned a great coach to him who he really respected and who was able to reach him, and that was the first challenge to overcome, because I felt as a mum I couldn't reach him, I couldn't help him, and he needed someone at a peer level, someone who was out of the family to really challenge him and question him and get him working on himself in a way that he needed to do, and that was something I couldn't do, and that definitely succeeded. He is now incredibly resilient. He's been through, in his first 2 years in the workforce, he's already been made redundant in a role, and I was only feeding back to his coach recently how he was so resilient in that moment, and I was so proud of him, and I was so grateful to his career coach that he just on the same day that he was made redundant at 23, he was making phone calls, connecting with his network, and he had job interviews lined up for 2 days later, and one of those 3 job interviews turned out to be a really great role with CHEP, with Clemenger, and I never would have thought that he would have been able to do that. He certainly didn't demonstrate that resilience 12 months earlier. I put that down to the planning and the career training and coaching, and the encouragement, development. The program that 2.0 put him through meant that he had to go away and do homework. He had to reflect on himself and be really honest. And I've heard just recently from his coach that, look, he did a good job at that, but I know that that was based on the rapport that they had and the relationship that they developed as coach and coachee. I realise that my son's situation is quite common, and it is always very challenging as a parent to understand how you can help your child bridge that gap between completing school or their formal education and getting themselves into the workforce, into an area that they're passionate about and they love. My recommendations to parents would be to talk to the people at 2.0, investigate the various programs that they offer, and have a discussion with them about the challenges that you're experiencing with your child. I made contact with one of the founders, and the service and the follow-up was really fast, and we had Georgie into a program within a week, which was fantastic because he was definitely needing support for a whole lot of reasons, emotional, confidence reasons, and the 2.0 team got behind him. He felt reassured and supported very quickly, and they got him focused on the future rather than on the past. I found it a really worthwhile investment, and I'm still seeing that 12 months later.